Next guest, Tennessee Congressman Tim Burchett, tweeting simply, "You should have been there. It was unbelievable yesterday." Congressman, good morning. Great to have you back on this morning. This was riveting stuff. To me, the most conclusive testimony in history supporting the notion that we are not alone. That exchange with your colleague Nancy Mace, just unbelievable. What'd you make of it? What'd you take away?
Well, it's all this. I've heard this saying many times that a good attorney never asks a question, doesn't know the answer. I'm not an attorney, obviously, but I've studied this issue for years, and I knew the questions that would be asked, and I knew the answers that would be given. I was just glad they were given in sworn testimony by legitimate heroes. I mean, these are some real patriots, military men, decorated veterans, combat veterans, pilot, Lieutenant Commander Favor, of course. So it was an incredible, it was historic. And I think now we have to start asking the question, why is the Pentagon and the rest of these war pimps, why are they covering it up? And we got to be cautious, too, about sending them any more money, because that's what they're wanting to do now, to study it, because they understand the American public knows what's going on, and they want to act innocent in all this. And frankly, they've been covering this up since at least 47. We don't need to send any more money. We just need transparency. We need unredacted files. We need to see the photos, and we need to have access. We were trying to get down in the SCIF to talk to one of the men giving testimony because of the confidential nature, and we were denied access. This is roadblock after roadblock after roadblock that would be given by staff members, by Congress itself. I proposed legislation to the FAA reauthorization. As you all know, you all covered it. It basically just said if you're an airline pilot and you see something, when you issue that report to the FAA, which they will, that report goes to Congress. And it was blocked, not by the Intelligence Committee, but by the intelligence community.
Yeah, that's unbelievable. I was watching yesterday, sir, and so for those who weren't, you mentioned you wanted to get in that SCIF because there were some questions that they were asked that they said, well, I can't answer that, or I have to answer that in a SCIF. What were some of those questions that were asked of them that they could not reveal the answers to?
Well, where were these craft? Who had them? Who were some of the witnesses that we could then further bring them forward? Things like that. We knew that was going to be the answer, and that's why we asked it in the public setting. But what was more frustrating is that we've been blocked access to a SCIF so we could get that positive information. So go ahead.
Congressman, you've looked at this stuff your entire career. Yesterday, you said it was historic. Did you walk out of that room yesterday following the testimony with the conclusion that we are most certainly not alone? Not only do we know we're not alone, but alien aircraft, spacecraft, I know they call them UAPs now, which is just foolish. It's UFO or alien. Not only have crashed here, which is bizarre in and of itself, but that we've recovered, to the response that Nancy Mace got, non-human biologics, which means non-human intelligent life flying spacecraft.
Yeah, well, I walked in knowing it. Now, I walked out knowing that the rest of the public knows it now. And that to be... you're looking at the Tic Tac video right there, the one that was actually one of the pilots, Favor, was chasing one of those UFOs. And so how can the Pentagon deny that they exist? NASA, the rest of these folks, they need to quit being a roadblock to us getting this information and start bringing it forward.
Were you concerned?
I'm glad that you all saw what I've seen in the past, and I've heard.
Were you concerned when one of the witnesses said basically the question was, are they violent or have they been aggressive? And the response was basically, yes, we've seen that. Yeah. Did that concern you?
Well, it does. But honestly, with that, if they can travel at those incredible speeds that we saw in the Tic Tac video and they haven't annihilated us yet, I'm not that worried. I'm more worried about out of control spending in Washington, actually.
I'm with you, Congressman.
Maybe that's why they don't want to come. They see what's happening in Washington.
My one question remains. We'll have to get into this next time, but Alison and I mentioned this earlier. If they can get all the way here, they can fly millions of light years, why are they crashing when they arrive? That's the one part I don't get.
I don't believe they've crashed lately. I believe it was because of radar technology that we had. It was inadvertent. I believe that's what happened at Roswell and some of these other areas. And that I believe that was what caused that, because you're not hearing about them recently crashing.
Correct. Correct.
in the past. And
Yeah.
so I just think that's
Okay.
what's happened.
Congressman Tim
All right.
Burchett, good to see you as always. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Great seeing y'all. Allison, wonderful hair. Rob, you're going to have to work on that hair a little bit.
Oh, no. Bad
I
hair
know.
day?
I want to know what the aliens look like. Do they have
I do
hair like
too.
this? You know, that's what
All
I want
right.
to know.
Thank you,
Well,
sir.
they're not coming to Washington because they know there's no intelligent life down here.
All right, Congressman, thank you. Appreciate it.